Disclaimer, I am no expert. Some call me an idiot. Work to your own skill level.
Okay, so I've been having some rough idling issues on my 1996 Volvo 850 TDI. Feels like it's running rich. Previously I'd sort of got some live data using Volvo FCR software here. This generic sort of OBD lead. So let's plug it into the OBD. Just crack the ignition on and get Volvo FCR open. Turn that down. Don't want to be copyrighted. So when you open up the software, it comes up like this. Quite an old software. I think it's made by Ross Tech, you know, the same people as VCDS. So when it's open, select your vehicle. So it's an 800 series, 1996 onwards. ECU in this is an MSA 15.7. And this opens, start comms. Can't remember if the engine has to be running for it to connect. No, it's connected. So read DTCs, no DTCs logged, that's good. So read live data. Obviously the engine's not running. 2 degree coolant temperature, quite cold today. No injection quantity, no engine RPM. So see if, let's put some more variables in here. So what do I want to see? Injection quantity, actual value. I'd like to see MAF, as I think my MAF is reading too high. Air intake temperature, that's always a good one to read. So -6, so has my MAF temperature sensor failed? See if that temperature comes up. Just a quick one. So look at fuel temperature. So 2 degrees, 8 degrees on fuel temperature. So they're all pretty close. I don't know if there's a big enough difference between the coolant temperature 2 degrees and 8 degrees on the fuel temperature. But let's have a look for the variable for mass airflow desired and mass airflow actual. So there, obviously a mile off because we're not engine's not running. So if I try and crank it over, we can get a cold start, see what they're doing, and then I was thinking just get the engine warm and have a look at the same readings again. So see, there's quite a big discrepancy between the desired value and actual. So I have had this MAF apart. I've had the little circuit board internally taken out and give it a little clean up, elongated the hole so the wiper runs on a fresh bit of track. I thought I put the wiper needle in the same position, maybe it's not, so maybe that could be the issue. So apparently this value, as the engine warms up, it will change. When the engine's running and up to temperature, I've noticed in the past this is around 2.4, which I think is low, but people have said if you do the hammer mod, the higher the value, the leaner it is. Now I'm not sure if that's just moving the offset within the fuel pump when doing the hammer mod, but I think this is 7.4 milligrams per stroke. I'm not sure if that's off stroke of the high pressure part of the pump, but this is probably one just to keep an eye on. Air intake temperature, we're not sort of that cold, so maybe the air temperature sensor within the MAF has failed. I've got a couple of spare MAFs, so I can swap them out later and have a look. So I think I need to take the car for a drive, get it warm, and have a look at some new readings. So back at the back cave, been out for a bit of a drive. 83 degree coolant temperature. Air intake temperature has come up a little bit, so I think that is working. It's just not reading, sort of 100% accurate. I mean, the engine's running now, so it might be chilling down. A little bit of airflow over it. but you'd expect under bonnet temperatures to maybe keep that warm, although I have just pulled up so it hasn't had time to soak. The mass airflow desired and actual are quite far out, so I think what I might do is get my spare MAF. I'll whip the cover off, I'll show you that. We'll plug that in, see if the air intake temperature is a bit more believable. I mean, got about 5 degrees outside temperature now, 5 degrees, and then see if these values sort of change and come in a bit closer. If not, try and make an adjustment, and then with that adjustment, see if that changes the injected fuel quantity actual value. I think that's a bit low. I think it needs to come up a bit. I think just the engine's struggling for the amount of fuel. I mean, that's at idle, warm engine, so it's fluctuating a little bit. Give it a bit of throttle, see that goes up. So when people say you do the hammer mod, you know, lower the number the richer, I think what it is doing, it's altering the base calibration which we manually set on the pump, and it's sort of skewing this value. I mean, I don't know if anyone's been in this pump before. It is a second-hand pump, which I brought relatively cheaply. And swapped out my refurbished pump. It might be that I put the refurbished pump back on. I mean, by refurbished, I mean I'd sort of had it refurbished sort of 60,000 miles prior to it sort of start running rough. But I'll go and dig out the old MAF, take the top off and have a look at that, and then we'll get it in the car and see what it changes here. So yeah, as you can see, inlet air temperature is coming up a little bit now. So it might be just that the temperature sensor in that's not measuring that accurately, getting a bit old. So yeah, be interested to see how adjusting these figures change injected fuel quantity actual value. Back in the garage now, or workshop. Dug out 2 MAFs that I've got. This one does say okay on it, and then looking at the sealant around here, I don't think, and no damage to the plastic bit, I don't think that's ever been off. Recently I swapped that out with another one which I thought was good. And then I've come across this one which I've obviously left the lid off. At one point the temperature sensor connections here were unplugged and this board was loose, so I can't remember the state of this one. This might be the one where the temperature sensor's not working, so I think what I might do next is plug this one in, see if the temp sensor's working. If not, maybe see how that affects the injection quantity, and then also see how operating this or moving this position affects the actual and desired mass airflow reading, and also if that affects the injection quantity. I'm not sure how, you know, this engine's sort of calibrated with sort of feedback in relation to airflow temperature and fuel injection quantity. So I'll leave this here. I'll go and remove the old MAF off the car, fit one of these on and give it a go. So after just filming the bit inside regarding the different MAFs I've got, I thought I'd just plug back in and have a look. Air intake temperature has come up, so it's heat soaked. That is reading, it's maybe reading a little low, but I don't think that's anything to worry about. So yeah, I think I'll remove the old MAF, plug in one of the others, see what they're reading. Hopefully the one with the lid off has got inlet air temperature on there. Then, because the lid's already off, I can make an adjustment to the MAF. If not, I think the one that's fitted, I've had a part before, so I'll see if I can get this mass airflow closer. I mean, they're reading completely spurious stuff at the moment because the engine's not running. Some dogs kicking off down the street. So before sort of completely removing this MAF, I thought I'll just plug this one in, go back in the car, get the live data on, see if we've got temperature readings. I've got a USB extension lead. I might bring that out and just see how that sweeps, how that measures when that sweeps. Right, so back in the car, yeah, this must be the one with the dodgy air intake temperature sensor, sorry. Yeah, reading -17. It's completely dead. So don't think I'll work with that one. So just going to use a heat gun, heat up around here. I used like RTV just to seal the lid on before. It's a little bit cracked around here on one of the old cases. I've got a 3D printer, I might CAD one of these up and replace it, just so there's no worry of moisture ingress possibly affecting the readings. To heat it up and try and take this off. It's Nice and warm. It's cold outside today, so I'll just lever off this bit, see if I can get it off. It's a bit tight. It's come in, I can hear the glue going. It's going. Might need a little bit more heat maybe. Just seeing there, might be enough to, yeah, it's going. Can hear the glue going. So, got the lid off. I'll give that a clean up, get all the old RTV off before gluing that back on. So, turn that around. So that's the MAF we've got there. Bit of wear on these tracks. Might just move that circuit board down a little bit. But hopefully we've got enough adjustment on this. I can move this needle further this way. So yeah, move it sort of clockwise around that track. See if we can get that reading lower. But what I might do now is just install this back in the car and then see how adjusting this with the engine running affects the airflow, and see if that in turn affects the injection quantity. So yeah, that MAF back in the car, engine up and running. Still got this discrepancy here. So injected fuel quantity currently at 2.6 milligrams per stroke or second. If you know if that's stroke or second, let me know in the comments. Might make it easier for me to diagnose issues here. But yeah, back out to the car and we'll just manually tweak the MAF and see if we can get this number closer, and also if it affects injected fuel quantity. So engine running, you can see the MAF is just running about halfway, half mid position on the wiper. And we've still got that big discrepancy there. If I just sort of forcefully close that, it brings that a bit closer. So I think what we need to do is see if we can get a bit of adjustment on this screw. And it's probably not the right thing to do, because I haven't managed to find a brand new MAF for it yet, a new old stock. But yeah, I think I'll loosen that screw off and give it some adjustment. So yeah, with that screw undone, it was quite tight. I just had to hold this bit with an adjustable spanner. With that loosened and this swung back round this way, the MAF values are a bit closer. Don't know whether to go a bit more. Another sort of thought process was this clock spring is getting tired and it's allowing the flap to open more than it should, but I don't want to make any adjustments to that yet. So I'll just adjust it a little bit more, see if I can get that closer. Hopefully that doesn't affect any readings on the you know, the higher mass flows. So I've done this screw back up. As you can see, whereabouts the needle is pointing now with the engine running. Before it was sort of at the mid position. So we'll go back in the car and I'll give it some revs, get some airflow through it, and see if that changes things. So back in the car now. These are a bit closer matched. I'll give it some revs. See how they are better matched now, and they're actual and desired values for mass airflow. Still not sure what the ejected quantity should be for an engine. I mean, it's an unknown pump. I don't know enough about these sort of mechanical fuel pumps. I'll do a bit of reading and then possibly attempt the hammer mod. I think I might take it for a test drive, see how it drives. I'll glue the top of that MAF back on, wait for the glue to dry and do the test drive. Oh, just turned off. And then maybe have a look at the hammer mod. I'll do some research, watch this should be. I mean, people have told me lower the number, but lower the number the richer it is. But I think this is when you're doing the hammer mod. I think all you're doing is moving a data point with inside the fuel pump, which is calibrated. But then who am I to say this, you know, the hammer mod hasn't been done on this pump in the past. But yeah, I'll button up the top of the MAF, wait for the glue to drive, test drive, and then I'll be back and do a bit more on hammer mod. But I think it is idling better. Manually adjusting the MAF as well didn't seem to have any correlation with the fuel pump or the ECU adjusting this injected quantity. So I don't think they're too closely related on fuel trims or anything like that. Right, so just taking it out on a test drive. It's evident it's a lot slower. So as expected, to be honest, my previous statement regarding this, it does have a big part in calculating fuel flow and fuel adaptions, which it would, wouldn't it? Airflow, fuel. So yeah, it just feels really sluggish. So I think my issue now, this is reading a lot closer than it was. My issue now is this fuel quantity is too low, 2 milligrams. So yeah, took the car for a drive. It's warmed up. So going to perform the hammer mod now. I think I'll start by taking this value up to maybe 3, take it for another test drive, see if it pulls a bit better, which it should do with more fuel, and then just try and find a sweet spot without it smoking.
So in order to do the hammer mod, you have to loosen up this pin down here, this pin here, this pin here, and this pin here. This one needs a special tool for it, which I've got this RS Pro kit, EDC pumps 1996 to 2003, which this is, the diesel pumps. The socket that you need is, sorry, should have got this out first, is this style pump. I believe there are Torx 25 or Torx 30 for the other ones. So what I'm going to do, I'll do this off camera, I haven't got a tripod, is slacken them off, and then adjust the position of the quantity adjuster to raise this up maybe 3.5. I found this nice picture online to raise or lower which way to direct your blows to the pump with them screws loose. Obviously this is different, that way, not that way. So yeah, to raise the injection quantity, you have to knock it towards that pulley there, which I'll do with them screws loose, and then just a little block of wood, tap on here, and adjust it until this injection quantity goes up to a figure that I want to see. So yeah, at the moment it's fluctuating around 1.8 to 2.1, 1.7, so I might take it up to 3 and then take it for a drive, see how it feels. Okay, so I've done the hammer mod. These are nipped up now. You only have to undo them sort of quarter of a turn. If you see fuel coming out anywhere, you've gone too far. You know, they just want to be gently nipped down. So I've adjusted it. I've adjusted it up to 4.3, 4, 4.1, 4.3. So I'll take it for a test drive now and see how that feels.
So a week or two have passed since I started recording this. Had a few days commuting, and it felt better after adjusting the injection quantity. I might just lower it a bit. Seem to have a bit of a rough engine running. That varies a little bit with engine temperature. So I think I'm going to build a leak off kit or a spill off kit, see how much fuel's returning from the injectors, As I said before, they've sort of got 70,000 miles on them since rebuilding them, so I'll just check the condition of them. I do have a spare set of injectors. I might do a video on rebuilding them. Well, I did sell my pop-off tester, I might buy another. Still got this discrepancy between desired and actual mass airflow, but yeah, hammer mod adjusted it up to about 4. I think that is, the higher the number the more fuel, from what I can tell anyway, but I might try and lower it back down to 3, see if it puts a bit less fuel in and balances up this slight vibration. Less fuel going in, less sort of deviation between cylinders, I'm thinking there. So yeah, I think I'll leave that there. Might do a video on that injector spill off kit, how to do that and what figures are good. So yeah, today's New Year's Eve. Have a good New Year's Eve. Hope you all had a good Christmas as well. Thank you for watching.